Hey guys, and welcome back. I just wanted to give a new update on the game room. You can see that those two shelves there are brand new. They are much taller, deeper, and wider than the old ones. I was even able to fully put a CRT TV into one of the shelves. As you can see, it's running there. It's hooked up to an N64, an NES, and a Super Nintendo. It is really good. It works with Duck Hunt because it is the curved style CRT TV. Here I'm just kind of showing across the shelves and all the items and miscellaneous items that are within the units. There's the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw, there's the Switch, a couple of handhelds, PS5 in there. Coming across here, we're looking at the shelf and all the display items that are along here. You can see we got Super Nintendo. I sold my NES collection quite a while ago. That's why it's very minimal. I just kept what I wanted. We got a little Zelda shelf, having most of the mainline titles all boxed and complete. This shelf here is the complete Nintendo 64 collection outside of two games, which is Super Bowling and Stunt Racer. About half the collection is boxed, and from here we're going up, we're seeing some PlayStation shelf, we're looking at a Pokemon shelf with all the mainline Pokemon, Game Boy Advance and games boxed together. Cutting away, we're just going to do an outside view here, but you can see that the collection's nice and tight, kind of just put in the corner. Really enjoy how it's all come together. Again, we're going to go through the shelf if you didn't get a look. The video is kind of just clipped together. Just took a couple snapshots of the game room, so you could get a better consensus. I know that my other video was very like low quality, so I take these snapshots. So the game room itself has been a long time coming. I had a lot of this stuff in an old townhome where I wasn't able to display it. And it's, of course, expanded over the past few years before the explosion of the pricing of all video games. But when we bought this house, I was able to claim the half of the basement here and make it completely into my own of the game room. I really like how the controller setup there is. It's actually a door shoe rack, but it fits the controllers in perfectly. And you can just reach in, grab them, and go. You can see exactly what you need there. You can see that there's the 1UP Ninja Turtles arcade in the back. This is a Giga Couch. This is two sectionals put together. It is exactly 69 square feet in placement size, so quite funny there. Again, this is the entire room, just giving it a good full overview. All the posters in the wall are from the Nintendo Powers that I have. Yes, I did rip them out. People are going to get upset about it, but I don't really care. I really enjoy where they're placed. I really enjoy that they make the room kind of come to life. These are just some loose boxes that I have up scattered around, kind of just showing off the old boxes up and above. But yeah, some of the collectibles. Those are the old Ninja Turtles toys. But yeah, thanks very much. Now, what does this mean going forward with the game room? I honestly don't think there's much room to kind of unpack anymore. Once I kind of got like the table and the computer out, it kind of takes up the middle of the space. The game room has been very eventful, especially for having people over during the summer, or it's like during the barbecue season. A lot of people enjoy the outdoors when it's nice and warm and we're eating, having a few drinks or whatever's going on, having people over, and it usually migrates down to the game room. There's so much nostalgia down here. There's lots of there's something for everybody to kind of nitpick on when it comes to the game room, whether you're like an action style player, whether you're just a party style player, or you're like a single player RPG player. You can usually find something in here that you find is quite interesting. Between the generations of the Game Boy Advance, you can find a couple of old PlayStation 1 games. The posters are a really good way to just really make the room pop and give it its own new sense of life. I spend a lot of time down here just to enjoy entertainment, whether it's watching a movie or whether it's watching a show, usually late at night. We've got a couple of tables. It's really easy to just kind of sprawl out, and especially how large the couch is. I'm not very tall and I'm not very big, so I don't take up a whole lot of space. Me and my family can fit on this thing 4 times over. It's really nice and just cozy overall. But nonetheless, going forward with the game room, I think I'm going to be very, very picky on what I decide on picking up. There's going to be some more PlayStation 5 titles. As new stuff releases, I'll be able to pick those up. But when it comes to older material, I'm going to start getting very picky about it. I may pick up a few NES games here and there, maybe a few more Super Nintendo to kind of round that out, maybe a few more GameCube, but I'm pretty tapped out when it comes to Game Boy Advance. Maybe a few PlayStation 2, but it's hard to decide now until I get to those moments. With the price of skyrocketing and how much is already here, it's really hard to just keep diving in, like as if it's what it was 10 years ago. It's been built up for pretty much my whole lifetime. I grew up as a single child in a single parent family, and I really valued each and every individual item that I got a hold of, because I knew that we weren't able to afford a lot. So everything that was in the box, I kept. I didn't tear it open. I didn't rip it all away. I ended up keeping it. And that's what kind of preserved a good amount of the boxed N64 stuff and some of the other boxed items. And from there, it kind of escalated into my 20s. And then it really hit the peak around when I was about 25 or so. I had already bought my first home and I kind of had this excess amount of money. And I decided to go with it. And games weren't ridiculously expensive at that point. Do come now, I'm 32, so about 7 years later, things have kind of taken a big turn. And everything in the game room here seems to be radically expensive. And if I was to add into more of it, it would get even more expensive. So from here, I'm kind of looking for good deals, not being too picky on what I find. I'm willing to pass up on quite a few things, I think, at this point in my life. But nonetheless, I'm really happy with what I have. I'm more than happy with what I have. I could never play all of these if I played them every day for the rest of my life. I don't think. Nonetheless, I hope to continue making some content and hope you guys enjoy it all. But nonetheless, yeah, just if you saw anything in the clip that you are interested in me getting like a quick video about, or you like something specific in the room and would just like to tell me, just leave a comment or something. Just give a shout out there and I'll get back to you. So thanks for tuning in. And this was my 2023 game room update. Thanks very much.